Hi, Bryan Lebedevitch from the PGA West Golf Academy. This video is part of the series that's geared towards golfers trying to break 100. One of the main things that I think golfers miss at an early stage is being able to build a repetitive setup and being able to hit the ball in the center of the face. Center face contact is something that's talked about a fair amount in today's instruction, but most of the people I ask don't say that they think about it. So something that you should be doing at this stage where you're trying to break 100 is being able to build a consistent, repetitive setup, and then being able to work the bottom half part of your swing to be able to find the center of the golf club each time. And this type of training will also help you with being able to control the club face and being able to control ball flight in a short swing that doesn't have a lot of speed. Then as you get better at it, we'll make the swing bigger. But in the beginning, something that you should try to do, that all good players do, is organize your hands on the golf club the same way each time. And when I do that, that enables me to have a little bit of opening of the face and closing of the face in the swing. That tells you that your grip is pretty good. Then from there, I try to get my distance from the ball to be consistent each time. And in order to do that, I hang the shaft at about a 45-degree angle. That gives me proper spacing from my body. From there, I bend from the hips forward, take equal steps with my feet. That gives me a consistent ball position relative to my feet. If I do it from face on, you'll notice that the white line is about in the center of my stance, or just forward of center. Just doing this alone at home will really help build a consistent, repetitive setup with your irons. Hands on, hang at 45, bend from the hips, separate your feet. Once you get good at the repetitive nature of the setup, we'll start to add a little bit of a backswing, where when the club gets to halfway back, the shaft's parallel to the ground. There might be a little bit of movement underfoot, but not much. The club face is in what we would call a square position. That means that the toe of the club is just inward of the heel. Some people call that a little bit closed or on the strong side, but I think this is good for this specific level of golfer. Then from there, we're going to add just a little bit of knees or something underfoot where the weight shifts forward, and then I go to the forward side. When I get to the finish, you'll notice my right foot's up on its toe and my club shaft is basically parallel to the ground again. At that point in time, the club face is in a toe up position or slightly toe over position. What we don't want to see is a face that's really open. So toe up to slightly toe over. Then I'll try to put those two sides together and strike the white line on the way to a finish. For this exercise, I put some tees there. It would be helpful to try this without a ball at first. Build your setup. Tee is just forward center of my stance. Make my little half swing. Clip the tee. Walk up to the next tee. Get my distance to the tee established. Bend in from the hips. Take equal steps. Clip the tee. Once I'm fairly proficient at that, I'm going to walk in, organize my hands on the club, bend in from the hips, clip the tee, and that gives me good solid contact in the center of the face. It might seem tedious, but most good players, when they go to warm up to play golf, whether it's in a tournament or just for practice, they start with a lofted club. They work on bottom half swings similar to pitch shots. That helps warm up not